ability to work with. Here he comes once again. The first base is a trend. He's going to hit the ground. There is Paul.
With one singular act, any one person can change history for the rest of time. Whether you dominate at the largest scale possible and shatter the expectations of what could be, or you fail to perform, leading to complete collapse and broken hearts. So, how can we track it? How can we truly see the finer details of peak performance? It's simple, just follow the timeline. Donk's recent performance at Katowice 2024 was an earth-shattering display of domination. As you should all know by now, Donk ended the tournament with a 1.7 rating. Among the rest of these ridiculous stats, Donk is now the youngest player, at 17 years old, to ever raise an MVP trophy. Now, how did he get here? Well, let's travel back to the start of the timeline.
Donk, you know what you're gonna get. He's gonna gun for him. This is what you get. Kills. He's up next.
If you don't know my voice by now, then rewatch Katowice. If you don't know my voice by now, then rewatch Katowice. YouTube.com/man better.
Lizard flick.
If you don't know big numbers, then don't look up the race. If you don't know my crew by now,
Side CT, so wrong again from.
if you don't know my crew by now, then rewatch Katowice.
Donk and Team Spirit head into the final against FaZe Clan. Keep this in mind, Donk is just one short of 180 kills going into this last best of 3. Due to the domination of Donk's performance, I'm forced to take a look at Donk's individual plays for this grand final, otherwise this video would be hours long. Leading up to the grand final, Donk had 4 performances that gave him a 2.0 rating. Why is this important? To put this into comparison with other names such as Zywoo and Simple, Donk's stats shroud them in comparison. So what does Donk do differently? Well, the short answer is nothing. Donk is a spectacular player with an amazing aim, but so is everyone else that is able to qualify for LAN. Where Donk makes the largest differences in his playstyle and his peaking. Although Donk can be found to peak first in most mid-round situations, throughout the tournament, Donk has constantly peaked after contact from his other teammates. Donk made multiple plays doing this strategy. The reason this works against the traditional play is because most aim duels come in pairs at higher ranks. You rarely see a player that is over-peaked or does not have another player to defend their life. Donk knows this and is able to slip into gunfights unnoticed. To make this easier to understand, if Donk is player 1 and his teammate is player 2, Donk waits for player 2 to engage in a fight and reacts off of audio cues. Once more than one player has been located, Donk uses his endgame knowledge to create a timing and earn himself a free frag. So what does this say about his solo plays? Well, that's where Donk has a new style up his sleeve. Most high-ranked players will tell you that crouching is one of the worst things that you could do when being in a gun duel. The reason for this is that it drastically changes your speed and crosshair placement. Once again, Donk is able to use this to his advantage. Multiple times, Donk used a crouch spam peek, or a Donk duck, to slow his momentum and change his own head level. These peaks, alongside with his aim, helps him secure gunfights and avoid enemy crosshair placement. With one singular performance, Donk has changed the history and potential future of Counter-Strike. With Team Spirit, Donk was able to dominate the highest skill level and shatter the expectations of what we thought was possible. Donk and Team Spirit have silenced any doubts from the community, leading us to wonder what will happen next. So now it's your turn, Donk. If anyone doubts the true force of Donk from this point forward, tell them to just follow the timeline. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please comment what videos you want me to cover next. The giveaway winners from the previous video are in the description. If you won, please reach out to me on Steam or Twitter. They're both linked down below. Peace, guys.